It's Saturday, December 24th, 2016. I recently met a few people that have kind of inspired me to talk about what I'm about to talk about today. This is a topic that's caused me much pain in my life, and I've seen it affect many people that I care about. But I had a young lady that was telling me a story about abuse as a child and how she couldn't understand it. And then I was talking to this young man who was talking about love is toxic and that you should avoid it. Love isn't toxic. Love is beautiful. Love is only toxic when you love toxic things. But all this relates to what I call the circle of violence, or the circle of chaos. As people on earth, we're born into violence, we're born into chaos. It surrounds us all day, every day. It's on the TV, it's in the music, it's everywhere you look. Violence and murder, abuse, rape, all these things. Well, it impacts us, especially if we experience these things firsthand. But even the media just pounding us daily. A person who's never experienced any drama in their life will still be affected by the circle of violence because it's embedded into us at birth. And this is why violence in the black community seems to be high, because black people are the descendants of slaves. They are true victims of the circle of violence. Anyone that's been abused by a parent or a loved one is a victim of the circle of violence, because these violent experiences corrupt spirit. They destroy our trust, our faith. They keep us broken and battered. Not just physically, but the worst part is the mental. Just like if you want to make a dog mean, put him in a cage and poke him with sticks and starve him. What do you think you're going to do to a human being? Here's an example. Say a child grows up in an abusive household, and I've witnessed this firsthand. A child is like a sponge. They absorb everything around them, all the information, the attitudes. And a child is born, his nature is to learn, to ask questions, to figure out what's going on, constantly trying to absorb information. And when that information is distorted, it destroys the human psyche. Now I've seen this. You got a little kid and a parent that shouldn't even be a parent, because they have so much anguish in their soul, they're so tormented in their own mind that they shouldn't be in charge of another. But I've seen a kid just asking a simple question like a kid would do. Oh, what is this? And gets smacked right in the face. Stupid. Now, I don't know about you, but if every time I ask my parent a question, they smack me upside the head and call me stupid, it's going to destroy me. It's going to break my trust, because you looking the people that are supposed to protect you, that supposedly love you, that you're looking to for advice and guidance and to learn something, for information. And they just smack you in the face all day calling you stupid. How is a kid supposed to learn anything? The only thing they learn is to stick to themselves and don't ask questions. And when you don't ask questions, you don't learn. And when you don't learn, you become ignorant. Then the ignorance spreads like a disease. You grow up and you beat your kids because that's the only damn thing you ever learn. What's the question? If you're frustrated, smack somebody upside the head, you'll feel better. Now your kid is stuck, stupid and broken, and can't trust and can't love. And if you're a healthy person, you try to love someone that's in this position. They have so much turmoil in themselves that they don't know what love is. They don't know how to love you back. They can't believe that you're telling the truth because all they've ever heard in their life is lies. People that have suffered this abuse, unless they wake up and realize it's not their fault and start learning and educating themselves to end this madness, it'll continue forever. It just keeps going. A circle. A circle. We have to accept the fact that the abuse we suffer at the hands of others is not our fault. And you have to learn as a healthy individual to stay away from people like this, because until they wake up and have some kind of personal revelation, they could never love you, and they'll never give back what you put in. You put in, you'll never get back from a person like this because they don't know how to do it. They don't understand. It's something they've never experienced. You have to recognize people that have suffered these illnesses, and if someone wants to get better, it's up to them to make the decision, a conscious decision to get help, to accept their faults and accept that they have a problem. That's with any problem. If you don't know it's a problem, you can never fix it. So my advice to a healthy individual is look for warning signs of abused people. I'm not saying just to automatically avoid them because they've got problems, but you can't make their problems your problems. And when you let yourself get emotionally involved with someone like this, their problems become your problems, and they'll drag you into the circle. Now you sitting here defending yourself because, oh, you say you love this person, but as a young man, I thought more with my penis than I did with my brain. So it's like, you don't love this person. Most of the time, you're in lust. You love the physical. But if you can't deal with the mental, it's not love. And you will drive yourself crazy trying to change this person or figure them out when you can't figure them out. It's up to them to change. You can't change anyone or anything. But after a person has suffered so much abuse, it might be too late for them. So I say this to anybody that's out there beating the crap out of their kids. I'm a firm believer in discipline. But there's a difference between discipline and trauma. Traumatizing somebody with violence, and it's a slave mentality, and I don't care if you're black, white, purple, or orange. It's weak slave mentality. That's what the crackers used to do on the plantation. Beat their slaves. So every time you smack your kid, just think about that. You turning them into a slave. You're continuing this circle of madness. And now, and everybody thinks slavery's over. That's why this violence is still surrounding us everywhere, because even if we don't directly experience it, we can't escape it, because it's on every screen, it's on every song, it's all over the radio, it's everywhere. This violence is pumped into our heads all day long through the media. Now, all they did, they got rid of the whip cracker and replaced them with a barcode. We're all slaves to this corporate system, to this money system. They dress it up real nice, like, oh, it's America, it's the land of the free, and you can be whatever you want, but most people don't have that drive. Most people got to get up and go to a job every day and work for somebody else. And they can't take a day off. A man and his wife, now everything's so expensive and the pay is still the same. They both got to work 40 hours a week while their kid is left to be raised by this violent media. We are still slaves. Slaves to this money system. But I'm getting off topic a little bit, so let me get back to this, because this circle of violence is so much deeper than what people just every day imagine. You know, oh yeah, people are messed up, they beat their kids, they do whatever, but there's a way deeper meaning behind all of this. It's way deeper than people realize, see, because like I said before, evil lurks, this darkness is just sitting around us waiting, preying on us. These spirits influence our activity, and the darkness takes over when we're weak, when we're in pain, when we're on drugs, when we're drinking. Anything that disrupts our normal thought patterns leaves us open to the darkness. And these spirits take advantage. You know, I've heard people talk about family curses and stuff like that, but yeah, it is like a curse, because that family, once it's trapped in that circle of violence, unless some kind of revelation happens somewhere through the generations where somebody actually wakes up and says, hey, this ain't my fault, I can do this, I can change, I can learn, I can read, I can do whatever and do something different, I can follow the ways of God and redeem myself. These spirits are sitting here waiting for us to slip up, so they can take a hold, so they can impose their will. You think it's a game, but I know from first-hand experience. So please, anybody who's been a victim of violence or has a loved one that's been abused, that you have to realize it's not your fault. It's not your fault that they're messed up. It's not your fault that you're messed up. But it is your fault if you don't wake up and do something about it. Don't sit back and worry yourself about why these people did it or whatever. You can't understand it. You gotta just keep it moving. When we stay focused on yesterday, nothing ever changes. We just get stuck, like trapped in time. Our life just is stale. It continues on in the same pattern. You need to start thinking about today and what I can do today. Forget about yesterday. What you do today is going to change tomorrow. And if all you do today is think about yesterday, guess what tomorrow's going to be like? Just like yesterday. Wake up, people. Stop the madness. This ignorance is by design. This violence is by design. Only you can break the circle. The truth is my sword, and God is my judge.